Oh, there's something else I wanted to say first. What was it? What did I want to say? Brain fart. What the heck? Okay, well, it'll come to me maybe at some point. Who knows? Hello, friends. My name is Sarah. I'm the artist and maker behind Denim and Rain. Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, so today we're sharing with you projects. I. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a good one, couldn't you tell? Before we get into all the things I've been making and doing, you can find all the links to all the things down below, my Instagram, Ravelry, website, Ko-Fi, in case you want to buy me a cup of tea, because I don't drink coffee. Yeah. Let's dive into it, shall we? All right, so we'll start with what I've finished, what I've been working on, and then I have some plants for, you know, show and tell at the end, and a few little art things, which I'm excited about. Oops. I have finished my classic sweater. Yay! It is stunning. I love it. It's a little wrinkly because I threw it somewhere and it wrinkled. I didn't have it folded nicely. So this is the classic sweater by Espace Tricot. It is a free pattern. It is a DK weight pattern. It's just a simple raglan with a high neck. It has nice long ribbing at all the hems and collars. I'm pretty sure it's twisted rib in the pattern, but if not, I did twisted rib because I think it just looks clean and nice. I don't think I particularly made any modifications. I don't think so. I did short row shaping in the back, and then I even did some short row shaping in the back at the hem to make the back hem even a little bit. Stop it! Put that on my head. I made the back hem a little bit longer, like so. So the yarn I use is Hobbie's Divina. It is a DK weight blown yarn. I know it has a different, like the type of yarn has a name. I'm drawing a blank on it. It's not showing quite up on camera. It's a little bit warmer toned in person. It's a really nice sagey color, but it is alpaca wool and polyamide. I think it's like 65% alpaca, 30%, I don't know. I don't remember the amounts. But it is so dreamy, soft, squishy, and light. It is such a light sweater. Like, yeah, I really like how lightweight it is. So I did, if you recall, last time I had part of one sleeve done, nothing on the other sleeve, and I hadn't finished the body yet because I was playing yarn chicken. I stopped knitting on the body so I could finish the sleeves and then just knit whatever I had left on the body. So I did that. I was a little worried I was gonna need to buy more, but I won at yarn chicken with a decent amount of yarn left, like a tiny little ball. I do kind of wish I had made the stockinette section a little bit longer. I did ribbing for a really long time. I didn't want to do any more ribbing because I didn't want it to just be like a huge chunk of ribbing at the bottom. I like a lot of ribbing, but not quite that much. So I wouldn't have minded maybe doing, I could have pulled off, I think, 3 more rounds of stockinette. But you know, I wanted to make sure I had the same length of ribbing as I did here and here, which I successfully did with enough yarn for a few more rounds, but I didn't know that, so you know, it's fine. The length is good. I cannot wait to wear this in fall, winter, and spring. It's going to be cozy. It's probably going to be one of my go-tos. It fits really good. I like the length of the sleeves. They could be just a hair, maybe a hair longer, but I like my sleeves extra long. They fit perfect, but I like them a little longer. I highly recommend this pattern. It's a really nice pattern. I highly recommend the yarn. Yeah, just don't stick it in the washer, in the dryer, like my husband did. Not this sweater. If you don't know, I had knit the cotton grass jumper by the Petite Knitter, and he threw it in the washer and the dryer and it shrunk up to a nice cute size. So my daughter wears it now, which is good. At least somebody is getting wear out of it. And the yarn has held up pretty good even. I mean, it's been felted, so it wears nicely. It pills. It pills. But I don't mind pilling that much. And it's not even so much pills. It's more like fuzz, which I don't know. I kind of like the fuzz. Like you can see the fuzz like coming off the sweater. Like it's got a nice fuzz. So yeah, really excited about this one. Can't wait until it cools off a little bit to wear it. Our weather is weird right now. We're in September now, so you never know what you're gonna get. Yesterday it was like 90 degrees and I was like going to die. I was so sweaty in our house because here in Western Washington we don't really have AC in our houses. We have a portable AC like in our family room, but I was working, so I wasn't in the family room. So I was like just sweating like crazy. But then today it's like not even like touched 70 yet and I'm wearing shorts and it's cold. So yeah, that's where we're at. Who knows what it's gonna be. The evenings are getting like real chilly. So it's starting to feel like fall, but those days get hot still. Which yeah, I'm looking forward to fall. I'm just not looking forward to the gray. It's the thing about living here. I love that it doesn't get super hot, but I really wish we got more sunshine. Like everybody's like, oh, I'm ready for fall. And I'm like, but the sun, I don't want to say goodbye to the sun. Like I can say goodbye to the heat and say hello to like frosty mornings and things, but that's only happens when it's sunny. I want the sun. Anyways, I'll stop rambling about the weather here. Okay, so my next thing is a half finished object. And okay, I was gonna take it off, but I decided I'm gonna show it to you like this because it's funny looking. And so I have finished one of my brother's fingerless mitts. I think I showed you them last time. So I was a little worried about it because the hand portion of it's pretty loose and doesn't fit me, which is good because my brother has larger hands than I do. But the cuff was a bit snug and the fingers are a bit well, they weren't snug. They fit me, which means it'd be snug on him. So I blocked the one I finished last night, and this is what I've done to it. I have it on one of my sock blockers because I don't have a mitten blocker or fingerless mitts blocker. And then I stuck highlighters in the fingers. Oh, it looks so ridiculous. But let's pull that out because it's like mostly dry. It's not all the way dry. Pull that off. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, let me put it on my hand. It's a little difficult to get on, but it's also still damp. So that's kind of part of it. So we'll see when it's dry. But ta-da! It's a little long on my fingers, but again, he has larger hands and it's black. Of course, you can't really see a whole lot. The camera doesn't even know what to do with it. So yeah, it's got a lot of stretch to it. Like I can fit like my other hand in there. So that's better than it was like before. Like I could stretch it and it wouldn't stay. So that means there should be enough space for his wrist. If not, and I give it to him at Christmas and it doesn't fit him, I'll just knit him another pair. But I'm following the same measurements that I used last year. And they fit him good last year. And I used the same yarn, just different colors. So I don't know. But yeah, with the blocking, I think it's helped. So yeah, I have, let me show you the other one. I have the second one living in my Songbird handmade bag, which I've shown you guys lots of times. So this one, oops, I just need to do the fingers on, which I'll do tonight. I got the other fingers on the other glove finished in one night. So they're pretty quick to do. They're a little fiddly. I don't like doing the fingers on them, but they're quick enough to do. It's just the getting up the courage to do it and then sew in all those ends because there's a lot of ends. There's like 2 ends per finger. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. Plus then your end down here and yeah, there's a lot of ends for fingerless mitts. But these are a pattern that I just kind of made up last year for him. I kind of like used a different pattern, which I don't remember, to like kind of give me a idea of what I needed, but I didn't like the pattern, like the design on it. I wanted something simple. So I just kind of did that, but then my gauge was weird. So I just kind of used this as a very rough guideline and then changed all the numbers and stuff anyways. So, yeah, made one, gonna work on the other one tonight. So that way I'll have another Christmas gift done. Yeah, and we're just in September, so I've got 2 Christmas gifts done so far and a couple of plans for a few more. Very happy about that. All right, next project is living in my mushroom bag, which is the theme of this project. So it's got little mushrooms and flowers on it. And then inside the bag are these mushrooms, which the plan is to make some of these bags for my next shop restock, because it may or may not have a slight mushroomy theme to it. Slight, not all the way. It's not just mushrooms. But anyways, living in here is my sweater that I showed you last time. I think I just had the neckband on it. But I have, the yoke is finished. I've just split for the sleeves. I want to knit like a little bit more, and then I'm going to put cords on it and then try it on. So I don't have a pattern for this. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. It is a broken rib, and then the raglan portion of it has like a really, like just a nice wide stockinette net section. Which, like a lot of the patterns I think there's 2 other patterns out there that I've seen that have the broken rib. One is by Petite Knits, and the other one is by Jador Fibers, I think. And there needed to be something to break up all the broken rib. Like, there's too much happening for me. It's a little too busy. So that's why I wanted to do this one that has like a wider thing. Plus, I think the other ones use different yarn weight, and I had DK. I don't know what the other ones' yarn weights are in. Plus, I was just feeling like making something up. So yeah, I did short row shaping in the back. You can see the neck is higher. I did have some comments when I had posted this on Instagram. I posted just my like neckband on. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. I've been waiting for a phone call, so that was my phone call. But anyways, did some short row shaping in the back. Oh, comments. On Instagram, I had shared me wearing just like the top of it, like trying to decide, do I like this? Do I not like this? And I got a couple of messages like, that looks way too tight on the neck. It is so stretchy, like because it's a double knit or a like folded neckband. And me personally, I kind of like things a little closer to my neck. Like I don't like things like tight against my neck, but I like them close to my neck. So this is close to the neck, but not tight on the neck. I have had one sweater that I made one time. I think I gifted it to somebody or gave it to somebody because I was like, I'm never gonna wear this. And it was too tight on my neck. I was like, I can't handle this. And they're like, it's fine for me. I'm like, great. But yeah, it's close, but not tight, which I like. So I'm happy with the neck. Now we're just gonna start plugging away on the body after I try it on, just to make sure it's fitting okay and there's enough ease, because I kind of want to have a good amount of positive ease. I mean, right now it's not been blocked, so it's gonna block out a lot. So I'm just kind of trying to keep that in mind. And I'm knitting this. It's a fingering weight and a alpaca lace weight held double, and I'm knitting them on a US 8 or a 5mm, and the yarn I'm using is Coast to Coast Yarn Company on her 7525 base, and then it's the color Shitake, and then I'm holding it double with Hobbie's Alpaca Blaze, the Nougat color. So, and I hope I have enough of the alpaca to get me all the way through the sweater. I only have 4 balls of that, so I don't know. It's kind of, this is 1 ball, so I should be okay. I don't know, we'll see. If not, I'll just order more. But I have 3 balls, or three hanks of the Coast to Coast. I currently have 2 balled up. The last sweater I did with fingering weight held with a lace weight I got through both 2 full skeins, and then I think I used like 10 grams of the third. So I would love to just use 2, but even if I use a little bit of the third, that's okay, because I kind of want to use this yarn also for a pair of socks. So I'm hoping that there's enough left over that I can knit some socks. So yeah, and then on here I have my Latch and Lou Progress Keeper, cute little mushroom. Oh my lord, come on, work with me knitting. Snail, or yeah, snail on top of the mushroom, super cute. And then I have a few like Hello Lavender like accent markers that just matched with that. And then I have my little test marker that I'm testing out some paintings on for my next collection. So yeah, all those hanging out on there. Yeah, I should technically have more on this done, but I've done a few things. I wasn't planning on doing a few different things, but I have. First thing I've done is a baby sweater. I'm almost done with the body on this. Wasn't planning on casting on a baby sweater at this moment in time, but a friend of my sister's who's I know as well, she's pregnant, and so I was like, oh, why have I not cast on a sweater? And we're going to be seeing them. They're out of town. They live out of town. So I was like, well, we're going to be seeing them this weekend, so maybe I should knit up a sweater to have for them this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to have it done or not. I mean, it's Thursday. We're seeing them on Saturday. I mean, I could definitely get it done, especially if I do some card knitting. So I should have it done by then. It should be no problem. I'm not really using a pattern. I kind of used a little bit of Tincan Knits flax sweater. So I did do a short row or 2 in the back just to lift it up a little bit. This is it should be about a 12-month size, so it won't fit the baby this year, but it'll fit them next year. And then the yarn I'm using is that it's leftover yarn from my V-neck sweater that I made a while ago. It's Mary Maxim Woodlands yarn. It is a 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. It's very soft and squishy, so make for a great little baby sweater. Nothing too exciting. It's just a baby sweater. I mean, it's kind of fun to knit a baby sweater because this is knitting up way faster, especially because I'm knitting it on 5.5mm needles. And then on here I have some Hello Lavender stitch markers. I know, I'm obsessed. It's okay. And then I also have a Progress Keeper on here, which this maker is no longer making Progress Keepers, but it's more knits. So yeah, super cute little monstera leaf. So yeah, started this Sunday. It's Thursday. I probably could have more done on it, but there's been those couple of hot days we've had this week, and the yarn has been sticky, and I can't. So tonight I'll finish my brother's fingerless mitts. Maybe I'll do some work on that as well, and then maybe I can finish up the body and a sleeve before we leave on our trip. We're leaving on Saturday afternoon after my husband gets home from work, and we're just going to Eastern Washington for a couple of nights, just one full day, just a little trip with my brother and his wife and my sister and her husband and her 2 kids. So just kind of like a little siblings family trip. So that'll be fun. But I've done another thing. The other thing is big, and it's living in this project bag that I made myself. Yeah, it's big. Now, should I have cast this on? No. Do I have any business casting this on? No. Have I done it anyways? Yes, I have. Now you're sitting there thinking, come on, Sarah, you're being a little bit dramatic. You can cast on something if you want. Well, yes, I can. Yes, I can. But what I've cast on is a blanket. Now, if you've been watching for a little while, you know that I have this cotton blanket that I've been working on for a few years that I've yet to finish. I'm very close to finishing, but I've yet to finish it. So my plan was to not cast on any other blanket projects until that one is finished. But that one's knit, and I was craving something crochet. When I get in certain moods, when there's a lot of like stress or anything like that in life, which there happens to be a little bit in our personal life, I tend to crave crocheting over knitting. There's just something comforting about it. I can't do a lot of it because it hurts my wrist, but I just was kind of craving a crochet project. So I cast on a crochet blanket. So I'll just show you this little corner right here. Yeah, I am crocheting myself a waffle blanket because I love this stitch texture. I think it's super fun. It's deep. It's very like interesting to look at, and like the back side too is just like fun and interesting. It's a multiple of 3 plus 2, but I did 2 or a row of single crochet or half double crochet at the bottom first because I wanted something, look at the blanket, not at the background, because I wanted something a little substantial at the bottom. I chained a multiple of 3 plus 1, did a single crochet base, turned around, single crochet 2, and then started the pattern across, and that worked out. The yarn I am using is actually some of that free yarn I shared with you a while ago in one of my yarn hauls. Somebody gave me some yarn that was her mother's, and it's just an acrylic creamy yarn. It's probably like Pound of Love or like Caron 1 pound. It's Red Heart 1. It's one of those like cheap giant balls of acrylic. I have 3 of those, so I figured that's like the perfect amount of yarn for a little lap blanket. And I'm crocheting this on, what is this, an 8mm hook, or an L. It's an L, it's hard to see, sorry. So yeah, it's just a simple plastic hook. If I had a wood hook or a metal hook, I would use that over this. Maybe I'll look and see if I can find a metal version of this, because I feel like metal would move over this yarn a little bit smoother than plastic or wood. So I'll see if I can find a metal hook to finish this up with, because I've got a long ways to go. I'm not in any hurry. I'll probably even stop doing this project at some point and work on my other blanket. So it's not a project you will see weekly, guaranteed, but it's something you will see popping in and out from here on. Guys, it doesn't stop there. No, what do we got? What are we at so far? 1, 2, 3, 4 works in progress, which you're probably like, that's not that many. It's not really, especially for me, past me. But lately I've kind of been liking working on just like 2 projects, maybe 3 at most. But I have a 5th. Granted, I've put this one on pause because yeah, it's just not happening. But ta-da! Isn't it cute? So I've made an Icord. Isn't it pretty? Such a beautiful Icord. This Icord comes with a story. Oh my goodness, a story. I'm hyping that up a little too much though. It's not that great of a story. So I spent an evening knitting my long Icord. I don't know how many inches long this is, but it's like, come here, it's so springy. Times 2. So it's decent size. Well, I was on the phone with my sister and I was out walking in the yard and I see said Icord attached to a stick, tied around a stick and unraveling. Very, yeah, children, you know, it's fine. So I had to, like, you can kind of see here, I'm sure, how this part of the Icord has like a little extra floof to it, and this side does not. It's because this side was the battered outside cord, and then from here on, I had to reknit. So it's like not floofy. So almost half of my Icord was gone, and the thing is I don't know where it went actually, because there was only like this much extra yarn hanging off of it. So I don't know where the other chunk of yarn went, because I know it wasn't only this long, because it needed to be this long. So I don't know where it went. So yeah, reknit that. But what is it I'm knitting, you're wondering? Sarah, what are you knitting with this Icord? Like, what is this Icord for? Well, let me tell you, it is for the Twisted Tea Shorts by Brianna Lupiano. Sorry, I don't know how to say it. It's Little Wolf Knits. However, I'm trying to modify it to be a DK pattern. She does have other short patterns that are DK, but I just like the look of this one better. I like where the increases are, and like the waistband. I like the look of it a little bit more than her other one. Her other one looks good too, but I just prefer this one over the other one. But she doesn't have a DK version of it, so she just has the fingering weight. So I'm trying to modify it to be DK. So currently I've done the Icord. I did knit part of the waistband, but it was going to be gigantic. I did the smallest size. I should be the second or the third size. I've got a bit of a butt. I don't have much of a waist, but I've got a bit of a butt and thighs. So, which I like that her pattern, like I can kind of like choose one size and then another size for like different parts of it. But because I'm modifying it, I can't really do that as easily. So I'm gonna start with even less cast on stitches than the first size in there, like a decent amount, I think, and then like work my way up and just do a certain amount of increases. I don't know, guys. I think I'm probably crazy for trying to do this, but I really want the shorts, but I want them in DK. Because I have this yarn, which is, I don't remember. I will put it down below. It's one that we got on our trip to Cannon Beach last year for my husband and I's anniversary. I do know the colorway name is called Sneaker Waves, but yeah. And then the other colorway I wanted to do is Little Wolf Knits. It is her Beachgrass colorway, which I'll show you next time, because I'm sure I will at some point start working on this. Like I said, currently, or maybe I didn't say, but currently it's on pause because I need to figure out the math, which I have yet to do. Plus, I need to finish that baby sweater and the fingerless mitts so I can cast on some socks, because I need something small to work on that doesn't have tiny little fingers. I need something I can take with me to places, because I don't really have anything now that's super small to take with me. So yeah, that's all the knitting. That's all the knitting and yarn related things. Now I want to show you a couple of paintings I've done. I've not done a ton, but I've actually more than I've done in the past. So the first one I have is this one. This is my Wild Moonflower painting, which was part of my Wildflower Collection, which is currently in my shop. You can buy the prints or the stitch markers, which I'll show you in a minute. Then this one, which is light pole flowers or something like that. All of them have names. All the names are like on my website or whatnot. But this one is also available for print. I love this one though. Probably one of my favorites. Next is some more woodsy ones. So this first one is my mushrooms. I am really happy with how the moss turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. Like I said, I'm trying to work on building my skills and stuff. So I'm happy with this. This looks a lot better than some of my older paintings. And then this forest, I am so happy with. It's like, oh, I don't know. I'm just really happy with it. And yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So those are the paintings I've finished. Let me know which one's your favorite. I think the forest one is my favorite. Then the light pole flowers. And then the mushroom. And then the moon. The moon one's like simple. I like simple, but that one didn't challenge me. I think that's why it's not as much my favorite. And then plant show and tell. Let's do plants. Let's talk plants. Okay, so I thought I would show you plants from propagations. So this first one I have is a philodendron. I can't remember if it's a cream splash or a silver. I'm pretty sure it's the cream. I don't know. I got a cutting from somebody I traded one of my plants for. Here's one of the larger leaves. It's like one of the original leaves. And then all of these ones are like newer. This one I think is the newest. And then there's a little one unfurling here. I have this growing in leca with a little bit of something else. And I have it currently, I don't know if you can see. Ooh, yeah, I'm spilling water out the bottom. In there I have this little copper guy. Well, it's not copper, it's aluminum with a colored coating. I have that pinning it down because I have this in like a little cloche. And then because it's leca, it's always got water in it. So it's been growing crazy roots like out everywhere. So I've been tucking it in as it's growing longer. I've been tucking it back into the leca to make a fuller plant. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with this little guy. Super cute. I like him. If I'm being honest, I think I like the Brazil better. Like, I know this one is like one of the philodendrons. Like, people are over the Brazil and over the plain green one. Like, people want the one with the white or the cream or the silver. But I kind of like that neon green in the middle, like a philodendron Brazil. But what do you think? Do you like the Brazil better, or do you like the little cream splash? I'm pretty sure this one's cream. Looks cream to me. Okay, so this one is no longer a propagation, but it came from a propagation in 2020 that my aunt gave my sister and I. So we each got, I think, 2 cuttings. And since then, it has been chopped and propagated so many times, but I love it so much. Bam. This is my angel wing begonia. I'm sure it has like an exact like name and stuff, but I didn't buy the original. This is just a cutting, so I'm not really sure. But oh my goodness, this plant makes me happy. I love that it came from family and that it's like been propagated so much. And then look at the back sides of these leaves. They're so bright red. I love it. It just looks amazing this way though. Yeah. So, I mean, for 2 years of growing and being chopped a million times, like this was 2 stems, but I've since propagated more stems to make the plant a little fluffier, so it wasn't just the 2 stems coming out. And I'm pretty sure I've given cuttings to people. I don't know. I mean, already this one is like really tall, and I just cut it not that long ago. So, and I've got like little plant stakes and stuff in here to like prop it up and stuff because it likes to kind of flop around a little bit. But I love this one. It's probably one of my top 10 favorite houseplants that I have. So you're probably like, top 10, how many houseplants do you have? I have around 45, maybe 50. I haven't counted in a while. I've gotten rid of some, I've acquired some, so I'm not really sure. But I love my houseplants. I also love my garden. My garden is not what I wanted it to be this year though. Let's be real. Here in Western Washington, we didn't start summer until middle of July, so I didn't start my vegetable garden this year. It was too rainy and wet. I didn't have the ability to go get dirt to refresh my garden boxes that I have for my vegetables. And by the time the weather changed, it was kind of too late. And at that point I was like, whatever, the bed's already full of weeds. I'm just not doing it this year. I have had a lot of beautiful flowers though. And this last week I rearranged my garden a little bit because I was kind of noticing I had some high stuff in front and some lower things in the middle and in the back. So I spent some time last week rearranging all of my gardens, and then I planted more hydrangeas in my front garden, which I'm so excited about. I now have a red one, a pink one, a blue one, a burgundy one, and I found my green one. I've been wanting the little green one for a long time, but the local nursery, the only place that ever carries them, it's like $38 for one of the bushes, and I'm just like, I just can't justify spending that. I mean, I can if I want to, like, but I just can't. But I was at a local grocery store and they had bushes on sale for $16. So excited. I was like, you're coming home with me right now. I don't even, like, no hesitating. It was home. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Oh, I also have a white one. I don't think I mentioned the white one. I have a white one. So yeah, I've got all the different colors of hydrangea. I kind of want to add, there was one other color that I saw at a store that I thought was really pretty. So maybe next year I'll grab the other color. But yeah, I really like hydrangeas. They're one of my absolute favorites. So yeah, anyways, let me show you my Wildflower collection that I have. And then being attacked. Anyways, I do have one more thing to show you, really quick. I wanted to show you my hand painted markers. They make me so happy. So I had a Wildflower collection that I released on August 31st. And I do still have a few available as of right now. I think it's September 2nd or something like that right now. So yeah. I do still have a few marker sets available, and then the prints are still currently available for pre-order. After the 4th or 5th of September, I will be closing that. But yeah, so there's those. That's the Wildflower Sunset. Have these wild sunflower. Super cute. And then it has little accent markers, sage, a mustard, and a black. We have the poppy field, which is so cute. And then it has red, oh my goodness, red and green accent markers. There is a wild moonflower, which has a fade accent marker set with it. Shoop. Little fade. And then last is just a single progress keeper of the forest wildflowers. So yeah, those are some of the things I had for my update. I do still have a few things left up in the shop. I still have a few stitch markers. I have prints will still be available for a little while. I think I have a couple of keychains. Project bags sold out like immediately, which blows my mind. Yeah, but thank you to everybody who did shop my update. You're amazing. Thank you so much for supporting me and my family. It really means a lot, you guys. Other than that, life stuff, not a whole lot going on. We're taking our trip this weekend, which will be fun. Nice and short. It's a little bit of a drive, but that's okay. We'll live. And then my car's been acting up. My brother, who's a mechanic, took it and he fixed one of the parts on it. There was a lot of different codes that were coming up. So he started with the cheapest part first. That seemed to make the most sense. And he told me, like, okay, if it continues to do it and the check engine light comes back on, like, let me know and we'll plug it back in and we'll try one of the other codes. It still did its weird thing. It died on me bringing it home from the shop, but the check engine light didn't come on, so it doesn't do me any good. So it's like, even if I brought it back to him, he wouldn't be able to check anything. So cars are dumb. I mean, my car is like 20 years old, but buying a new car right now just isn't gonna happen. So I'm gonna like continue to drive this thing until it literally won't start anymore. But it's driving fine, other than its weird quirks that it has that I don't really appreciate. But hopefully the check engine light will come back on again so he can figure out what is making it die on me. I love car issues. It's just my favorite thing. So stressful. I hate it so much. The other thing that's going on is we're gonna start homeschooling again. Yeah, I have to figure out just a few more curriculum bits and bobs for Claire and Ben. Claire is now 8 and will be in 3rd grade, and Ben is now 6 and will be in 1st grade. Claire does have some 4th grade material though, because she's a little bit advanced in some areas, which is great. Ben is a little behind in some areas, which is okay, because that's the great thing about homeschooling is I can tailor it to each of them. I'm pretty sure my son is maybe a little bit ADHD. So we are struggling in some areas, but that's okay. We can take our time with it and figure it out together. And yeah, I almost forgot. I wanted to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite YouTube channels that I've been watching. So I have 2 for you this week, as well as last week. Last week I shared one that was knitting and one that kind of wasn't. It was interior design. This week is both knitting because I did some binging the last few weeks, or the last 2 days of like knitting podcasts, because I'm behind, like a lot behind on some of them, and I was doing a lot of boring packaging type work, just putting stitch markers on backers, which is not fun, putting buttons on backers. So doing boring work, watched a lot of them. The 2 that I watched a little bit of was, one is Carson of Carsley Handmade, I think is how you say it. It'll be below, linked below for you. And then the other one is Emily Curtis of Gently Chaotic Knits. Both these ladies just make me smile. They're just like so joyful and happy, and I love watching that. It just kind of lifts my mood, and I can just like listen to them chat about knitting and their lives and just kind of do my thing while watching. So go check them out. Go watch a few of their videos, maybe hit some like and subscribe on their videos as well. All right, so that's it for today. I don't know if this was a longer one. It feels like it was long. I felt like I got a little rambly near the end. Sorry. I've been kind of trapped at home the last few days because I've had no car. So I haven't been socializing. So that's what you get. You get super chatty Sarah when I don't get to socialize a lot. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. It really, like, I know everybody says this, like, oh, it helps my channel, but it actually really does. So I do have actually another video coming up, unpopular knitting opinions. That'll be next week's video, which I'm really excited about that one. So anyways, hit that like and subscribe so you are up to date on all of the things that I put out, and we will see you next time in my next video. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.